ledger don't care. Yeah. Crypto. ICO.
I'll do a. This'll get the views. So how we had this conversation, BitBoy and I had this conversation on the way over of what we think where the market's at, what's going, if everybody's hurt enough for it to start turning around, and you took the bit of the opposite stance to me. I think we've got plenty of downside to see. I don't see why not. Yeah, I still see a ton of positivity. There's people who look at all of us. We're here. If I saw a couple of you guys drop off, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll buy. but yeah, I guess so. Well, but I do feel that we have a lot. We do have a lot of downside to see. I feel like we won't see new all-time highs for a good 2.5, 3 years. I also think that people don't realize that Bitcoin itself still drives the space a lot. I think when, it still is. And I mean, I think that the halving does drive the market more than people realize. And when that supply gets cut, it doesn't happen right away. It's not like all of a sudden, oh my God, every 10 minutes there's half as many Bitcoin. But supply and demand over time kind of does its thing, and a year later, we've seen it the last couple halvings. 2012, the supply gets cut. 2013, there's craziness in the market. 2016, supply gets cut. 2017 was insane. And I think when Bitcoin does that, then some of that money starts flowing elsewhere and things get crazy. So I don't know. I'm interested to hear people's thoughts, but I could be totally wrong. This is not financial advice.
I would say, where's the positivity? I mean, you just said like, oh, well, I don't think, we're not nearly, to the end yet. And everybody's like, oh yeah, we're nearly not down low enough. Like, that's the general sentiment. Everybody thinks that pretty much, is that there is more room to go. And that's what makes me think maybe not, I do think that, there's a theory I've talked a lot about on my channel, which is this $6,000 profitability line for the mining. I think a lot of people disagree with it, think it sounds crazy, but it's been proven true ever since people started bringing it up. I mean, we haven't gone under 6,000 for more than 18 hours the entire year. So there does seem to be some kind of support level at that 6,000, and every time it goes down below, what do we see? We see a giant candle go up. And so what I told people on my channel is, it seems like that instead of trying to push it down lower than the 6,000. It's like people are buying in at 6, selling at 7.5, and then pushing it back down to 6. And so it's like another way of doing capitulation instead of like all in one swoop going all the way down. It's like a cycle of going up and down in between this range. So that's my personal thoughts on it. And I don't know where the positivity is because I don't see it. Everybody pretty much is negative about it. And I mean, I was talking to a lot of people last night, about their feelings about where the market is. I don't see the positivity. I've been to a lot of conferences in the last 2 months. I don't see any people. This is by far the most attenders I've seen at a conference. And this is a community-specific conference, so yes, people are going to come out and support them, the rah-rah people. I'm not saying everyone here is like that, but, where they want to support their coin. Go to Voices of Blockchain, which we were just at, a lot of us, and it was a great conference. We're getting to meet other influencers, but it was all influencers and exhibitors there. So I don't know where you guys see the positivity still. I mean, we got coins down 97%. You know what I mean? Like, how much further can we go?
99.
Yeah, that 2% loss is really going to hurt, So that's, I might be in the minority, but that's my feeling on it.
I will say, in the past, I used to be a miner.
Wait, grab the mic. Get in there, grab the mic.
There you go,
I used to be a miner, and there was a time when we were underwater for profitability for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
So we can go under that profitability
and I think,
line.
I think we can. We just haven't seen it yet, this year. So there does seem to be something that's manipulating at that line. So whether it's the mining or something else.
Now, granted, there is more money invested on the mining side.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
maybe 6,000, maybe the floor.
Yeah.
Come on, tall boy.
Profitability changes from city to city.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people say it's 1.4 or whatever, but
What's the next question?
Bitcoin or blockchain? Go, everyone answer.
Oh, Bitcoin for sure. I think the blockchain train might be coming to a bit of a halt. It's not quite. I like crypto. I like Bitcoin. Blockchain. I don't know. I think we might have played that one out. What do you think?
Bitcoin or blockchain?
This question doesn't make any sense.
Both.
Are you asking me if I'm a Bitcoin maximalist?
Yeah.
No.
What's the question? Bitcoin
Or blockchain?
both.
I am a Bitcoin maximalist with an open mind. I don't booze from the peanut gallery, but yeah, no. I think if Bitcoin were to go under, it greatly impacts the entire space. If the first use case for this entire thing were to disappear and Bitcoin were to crash, what guarantee do you have that any project wouldn't do that from now on? And people use the MySpace Facebook comparison, but when you're talking about sound money, I think it's a little bit different. I worry about that because people don't want to switch up their money every couple of years.
Yeah, I think I wasn't as maximalish or whatever on Bitcoin as I have become over the most recent sort of 6 months. It's pretty clear to me, doing a lot of historical analysis now, that the only reason why we saw these price increases, which brought a lot of people in, was because of the increases in Bitcoin's price. And at that time, what could you even spend it on? The easiest thing to spend your Bitcoin on is other coins. And so, seeing Bitcoin's sort of market dominance returning to right before where it was in November, that's sort of where I expect to see it sort of nestle up. But yeah, it sort of confirms that this altcoin extravaganza that we saw was really just a sort of echo boom to the Bitcoin boom. And I don't think that it's Bitcoin or blockchain. I think blockchain will have its use cases as it comes along, but Bitcoin certainly, I'm on that camp.
When Bitcoin first came around, I was all about altcoins only. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put everything else into altcoins. 2 years later, I've repositioned everything and I only hold Bitcoin and maybe one or two other coins now because it's the only thing that consistently makes sense over time. Other blockchains and whatnot is developing and a little confusing. So as long as you can stay with what's growing, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think it's interesting from a perspective of a bot trader. All my long-term holds are in Bitcoin, but then I'm trading alts daily. So I'll say that all my long-term holds are Bitcoin, but I also think when it comes to mass adoption, I think a use case for blockchain is a vehicle for mass adoption. So I'm definitely a proponent of both.
Before we had Bitcoin, we had blockchain. So you can't have one without the other. And blockchain was there first. I think blockchain is going to disrupt all financial markets, all merchants, just by letting companies, this is kind of sad, but lose employees and have AI technology behind it. And that's going to change everything because people are going to have to choose something different and working path than just labor.
I gotta jump in and ask. Okay, so the question though is, are we gonna fuel a whole round of new jobs? So is this technology gonna, if you look at the internet and all the jobs that exist today, they didn't exist before the internet. So will these new tools enable a whole new renaissance and a new creative sector to emerge?
It's hard to say because we haven't seen it yet. We really haven't seen it yet. The closest thing I've seen right now is when I walk into a McDonald's and there's a machine right there and there's less employees in there working. So when blockchain comes in to McDonald's, it might only be one person just cooking in the back.
But look around here, yeah. all the jobs that the tech companies have created, all of these jobs, the quality engineers, the developers, look at Google and all the tech companies right around us, and these technologies have empowered a lot of people to have well-paying jobs that wouldn't exist without the internet. So now is this next layer of technology going to generate more jobs?
Can I chime in real quick? Let me just chime in real quick, because previous to running my channel full-time, I was in IT staffing and working in centralized banking. So I understand what you're saying, but I think an adaptation of technology When I was placing technologists through all the major banks, banks have become IT organizations for the most part. Some of the bigger clients I worked for, I was placing .NET full stack developers, AWS architects, AWS developers. Those didn't exist 10 years ago. Those weren't jobs that you could get. So I think I understand what you're saying, that there's a lot of laborious type of roles that are going to be taken by technology, but I also think that gives us an opportunity as humanity to rise up and to move forward and find new roles for us as far as employment goes. We're placing kids straight out of college making $80,000 because they know how to do some lines of code. So yes and no. A college student's coming out of college is not working as an admin. He's coming out as a developer because he's able to use a skill set that he was taught that corresponds with new technology. So I guess I'll have to disagree with you a little bit, but.
I'll say one more thing. If you look at all the jobs, the U.S. has made, there's a lot of people that can't fill those jobs, and that's due to education. Everybody doesn't want to go into IT. I used to work in the oil industry, and my first blockchain show was in Houston, Texas, for oil and gas blockchain. Every job they talked about of reducing, it was a human hand behind it. So when those guys go up there and lock these pipes together, they want to have that automatically done by something in the background. Mm-hmm. My job was to find the oil. My job was actually looking at computer software and computer sonar sounds to identify where the oil is at. They can easily replace me with just letting the computer pop out population of numbers and all that. Sure. And they were talking about big data. Halliburton was talking about big data science, using that just for their blockchain and privacy and transferring information back and forth without using people. It's just, I see it the way you're saying, but I think there is something coming, and we don't know how we're going to have to deal with it.
Okay, Bitcoin and blockchain, right? So I think if you just look at it historically, it started with Bitcoin. This was the thing that everybody rallied behind. But over time, the blockchain term was created. It was a label. And there's a lot of things that go under that label. So everybody in this circle was talking about what they think blockchain is. So you have a definition of Bitcoin versus blockchain in your mind, but you need to drill down to figure out what makes up that definition. So for me, I believe that we're going to have an interoperable world. So I believe that everything is going to be digitized in one cohesive, integrated system. Now, Bitcoin maximalist, yes, I am, because I believe that at some point, Bitcoin will eventually become a very high valued stable coin. And maybe a stable coin that's fluctuations go up in the 1% to 2% range just for built-in inflation like we need in a society. But all of these other tokens, whether it's used for NFTs or whether it's alternative blockchains like you were talking about, they all will function within a Bitcoin denomination at a certain point if this game wins. And the way you can get a game to win is to let every single person put their mark on the piece of paper so everybody feels included. So you're going to have blockchains, let's say, created by the former banking people. You're going to have blockchains created by other industries. You're going to have people building Lightning, which are platform blockchain agnostic. But all of this stuff is denominated within the most stable asset with the most hash power, and that's going to be Bitcoin. So Bitcoin or blockchain are the same thing. It's just a matter of what you choose to focus on. Do you want the money side of it, the global reserve currency, or do you want the Web3 integration, tokenization style thing? Everybody can participate, but at the end, this is what wins.
Jump in to give a contrarian. Hey everyone, I just want to give a contrarian view because I heard a lot of you say Bitcoin, and of the two, I'm just going to go with blockchain. By the way, I'm Brian, probably the newest member of the Litecoin team. I'm also going to shamelessly show my tiny channel that dwarfs all of you called the Crypto Scout. Anyway, so I picked Bitcoin, or blockchain. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I can actually kind of pivot and say I kind of support both, obviously, but I pick blockchain because the underlying technology with smart contracts has the capability to change the world in more ways than Bitcoin alone. And of course, I do believe that also Bitcoin has to be a high-value blockchain within this ecosystem. And if it doesn't continue to be one of the most powerful blockchains here, then that would hurt everything. So it's kind of goes both ways here, but blockchain technology alone has a way of changing the world as we know it for sure. And for that reason alone, I support maybe not all blockchains, because there's some scams out there, guys. Do your due diligence, but nonetheless, the technology does have a way of changing the world for the better, being more peer-to-peer. The immutable ledger and the uncensorability of it is really remarkable. So if you don't already know anything about it, follow any of these guys. They know a lot more about it than me.
I'm doing what I didn't get to do at Block World, okay?
Stand over here.
Stand. Patrick, get back over here.
That's good. What's your question?
Get over here, Blood. I love the fact that we have so many great content creators together. They are indeed key in mass adoption. They speak to the regular average Joe. They educate my mother, my mailman, my girlfriend, and the cop that pulls me over for speeding tickets. They learned everything they need to know about Bitcoin from Uncensored, Ready Set Crypto, Crypto Blood, Crypto Sonnet, Crypto Heidi, BTC Sessions, FUD TV, Coin Story, Miggity Miner. Do you have a Twitter, Brian? Brit VR, and the man himself, Coindaddy. So, what I want to say is that I think we can further mass adoption quicker if they all collaborated like they did right now. This started with just one interview with one person, and more just kept sitting down and look at what we got. So to end this, I'm going to have them all promote each other. Starting here, I want you to turn to your, you know what? No, Patrick, get over here. Trying to hide. Starting at Patrick Corsino, I want you to say something awesome, nice, kind about the person to your right.
Give him the mic.
Left.
Left.
What do you mean by something like nice, kind? Like about the person or about the...
You got to make it up if you can't come up with it, I guess. You are like the only person I haven't talked to this entire
Right?
day.
I was about to say, like, this doesn't work out. You seem like a very friendly guy.
Nice
We should talk
haircut.
after this. We should get to know each other.
What do I have to say about you? You're the best dressed. I don't know if I can come up with better than that. Did you say you were not the maximalist earlier? Is that right?
I don't know how to feel.
That's okay. That's okay. It's a shame that the community has to have two kinds. You have to decide which you are, and then you can decide if you can be friends after that.
Right.
Here, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell the audience about you. You're another one I haven't talked to much.
Cool. What can I say about Crypto Blood? On our panel this morning, he didn't make a single error with the mic. It was really impressive. Everybody else screwed up. This is one smooth dude. Yeah.
This is weird. Real weird. I just want to comment about, because I didn't get a chance to talk about the Bitcoin or blockchain. I remember back when Andreas Antonopoulos, that was one of the guys I really followed big time when I got into crypto, and he always made it. He said it. You got Bitcoin, the uppercase, or Bitcoin B, and then the lowercase b. You guys remember that? And that kind of represents either the blockchain technology that Bitcoin is, or the actual coin. I think personally, I'm going to have to go with blockchain because it kind of encompasses everything. It's the universe of what we're in. You know, Bitcoin is inside of the universe of blockchain. Everything else is inside of that. So I think ultimately, blockchain is going to be bigger than just Bitcoin. But this guy here, he's a smart individual. We had an Uber ride over. We had some nice conversations. Me and my guy Gucci, Crypto Gucci over here. Yeah, so very intelligent guy, and I hope to really collab with him in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, I mean, well, I already gave my opinion. I think ultimately Bitcoin is going to be the most resilient blockchain, but I think there is plenty of room for other blockchains, Monero being one of them. Anyway, what can I say about Crypto Heidi? She's actually fantastic. Aside from being such a bubbly, boisterous personality, she's had a large hand in putting this whole thing together. And so shout out to Heidi and Adam as well. You know, yeah, shout out to you guys for putting this together because, again, you know, I think you said it, is getting this many minds in the space together in one place is nothing but good can come from it. So.
Ooh, it's so cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. For sure, this is so cool. This is the first time I see everybody who I watching online every day, and now sitting here. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. It's so cool. And talk about blockchain and Bitcoin. I really want to have both. This is so cool. And to talk about this guy, so actually he is one of the first 3 guys I found through YouTube. So not only Crypto Beetle, Crypto Bobby, BTC Session, and Trevon James.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, which is good, right? Which is good. Other than that, BTC Session have a very, very stylish sunglasses and beautiful background as Canada. It's so cool over there. I always want to go there. And also, he talk about sing a song and teach students about dancing. So many things. This is so cool. So this is awesome guy.
Well, thank you. You're so kind. So I don't know a lot about you, but hearing you talk here, I would echo a lot of your thoughts. Like you sound like you've thought through a lot of the space. You've really considered the implications of what a lot of this technology enables, but you also look at it in a critical way, so that you don't mislead the people that have come to you for information. So it seems like you're trying to present a very down the middle representation of everything on the table, and you're careful not to, I guess, overstate what is possible while still giving I guess just a good objective viewpoint. So that's what I've taken just from this conversation.
Thank you. Yeah. I also don't know much about you, but I would say from what I've learned today that you have a phenomenal outlook on the space and what is possible with blockchain, and how the differences in people's lives that blockchain can play as things that might seem small here are actually a lot bigger in other places. And I think that's sort of the story of the movement of blockchain that we're going to see. While prices might seem like they're stagnating or whatever in America or in sort of more developed places, we're going to see a real revolution in the developing world with these technologies where fiat really is terrible. And I think you've got your head screwed on just great, and this is an awesome guy. Go follow him.
Thanks. All right, so I'm the ultimate fanboy of most all of you. I watch almost all of you guys on a daily basis. So besides the fact that Miggity Miner was incredibly kind to just say hello to me this morning and be the first crypto person to talk to, every single person sitting around me here is valuable to listen to. Crypto Blood is really relatable. Ready Set Crypto right there are some of the best edited videos in all of YouTube. Like, yeah, right next to him, Crypto Blood. Coindaddy over here is absolutely hilarious. Like, there's so much good vibes and good energy up here, so you can't go wrong with anybody sitting in this circle.
So you wanted to exit real quick because I heard you say, it's like my small channel. I want to encourage you. When I got into doing videos, I really thought about how do I want to deliver the message that I want to deliver. And it is intimidating because you look at some people in the space and you can compare and contrast yourself and say, what can I really offer that other people aren't already offering? What I would encourage you, one thing that I try to do is when I'm recording videos, it's a lonely space because you're sitting there staring behind a camera, and I try to picture my friend on the other side of the camera, and I'm sharing with him a message about what I'm doing. And I would just encourage you, no matter if you have 2 viewers, 10 viewers, or 100 viewers, whatever it might be, starting, realize that that's 1 person or 5 people or 100 people that you're sharing a message with and that you're educating. So do the content. You got to start somewhere. Everybody here started with 0 subscribers, and it's grown from that. And everybody's at a different stage. But I would encourage you, if you're passionate about it and you love the space, keep on going.
Can I be my follower?
Thank you for your wisdom. I don't do that.
Don't buy followers.
Thank you for your wisdom. That was amazing. I don't know if I really belong up here, but I will say what I do know about BritVR is he's one of the most enthusiastic YouTubers I've seen of the group. He's very enthusiastic. He's very fun. And he's on the same team as all of you. All of us are basically helping push mass adoption, giving the right information to people, and making sure they understand the value of basically having a bank with every wallet they own. It's pretty awesome. Pretty powerful stuff. Oh, can I cheat and just say I actually found out just 2 days ago that I actually know Coindaddy from high school. Small world. It's awesome.
You see, crypto brings people together.
It does.
Coindaddy.
What's up, baby?
Woo, there's a lot to say, but I'm gonna keep it short. No, I'm just playing with you. I'm not playing. First time I saw you was today, like face to face.
What a present.
And you look like the cryptocurrency YouTuber Omar.
Omar.
Yeah, it's the eye thing.
Yeah, the bulging eyes.
Yeah, and I looked, I said, Omar. And I was like, no, it's crypto. And
I'll be whatever you want me to be, man.
And look, all I want to say is I listened to a couple of your interviews, and you know what you're doing up there.
Thanks, man.
Just keep it up and don't change anything.
All right.
Don't change anything. All you need now is a Cadillac. You need a Cadillac, just real long Cadillac, have the outfit on.
Yeah. A
And
pink
then,
Cadillac. Pink Cadillac with the white wheel wheels.
yeah, but some cheetah seats and hanging out. And most definitely give me thumbs up and let me get in with you.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, okay, sure. So I'll share about the group as well. I think it's really cool being a YouTuber, and the skill is like very valuable. I'm not particularly, I haven't dived into the vlogs and the content. I more make memes and songs and all that. But these guys all learn publicly, and I think that's the coolest thing. So as they're learning themselves, they're sharing it right away. So it's actually super valuable because they can meet people in their process of learning wherever it is. So I think that's the most valuable thing about being a blogger or vlogger and a YouTuber. Is that everybody can just hop in and then they can choose different flavors. And it's almost like people out there that don't have friends maybe even to talk to, like these are your friends, you know? So these are the people you can listen to. And we all know like streamers come home, they'll pay like $5 so the guy like says their name, you know what I mean, or whatever. So like for some people, this is super, super important. So I think it's like very valuable, and like I really think that this is like super something we should respect a lot. And then thank you to Adam as well. For a bald guy, you're pretty good.
No one did Patrick, so I'm going to do Patrick. Patrick Corsino, you speak Portuguese and English. That's 2 markets that you could conquer. And if you do that correctly, then this time next year, you will be the first YouTuber, crypto-only YouTuber to reach 1 million subscribers, because there are a lot of people in Brazil. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
A lot of people in America, too. Speak English. Underserved market.
Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out, party people.
Oh, jeez. Oh. Big Connect.
It really is. Let me put that back on there. All right, there we go.
Pure mention of it ruins
it does. It's just the whole vibe is over. Holla.
Keep your stop losses tight.
Adios. 再见，拜拜。sayonara. Ciao.
I don't have a fun outro. Do you guys all have fun outros for your show? Because I don't. Do I need one? So anyways, yes, thank you, and goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Follow me on YouTube at Coin Stories.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you know when I release new content.
I don't know why y'all say goodbye. I say hello because this is day 1 of the Litecoin Summit, so you'll see a lot more of them tomorrow.
You guys have a good day, and you guys have a good night, and enjoy the crypto life.
Speaking of crypto life, keep your cold storage cold and your keys under control.